Hi, Mary from Cycle Maintenance Academy here. Today we're going to be talking about replacing a cassette. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. Okay, let's start. Tools required. Cassette removal tool. This slots into the lock ring. Some of the tools are equipped with a lever. Spanner. This needs to be big enough to fit onto the cassette lock ring tool. If you are replacing the cassette with one that has more teeth on the low sprocket, then make sure that it is compatible. First, check the maximum low sprocket capacity on your rear derailleur. Find a code or serial number. It is either on the back of the derailleur body or the back of the inner cage. Use this code to find if the derailleur is compatible. We've added some useful links in the description below this video. If the amount of teeth is greater, then shifting onto lower gears might be impossible. Now check the maximum drivetrain capacity. First, work out the maximum chainring difference. Count the number of teeth on the biggest and smallest chain rings. In our example, the larger chainring has 40 teeth and the smaller 28 teeth. Subtract the lower number from the higher number. Now it's time to calculate the maximum cassette cog difference. Count the number of teeth on the biggest and smallest sprockets on your new cassette. In our example, the biggest sprocket is 36 teeth and the smallest one 11 teeth. Subtract the lower number from the higher number. Add these two numbers together. If this number is greater than the maximum drivetrain capacity, then the rear derailleur won't be able to function properly at the extremes. If you're not sure what the maximum drivetrain capacity is for your derailleur, let us know in the comments below and we will advise you. If you are fitting the original cassette to a new wheel, you will need to make sure that the number of sprockets on the cassette are compatible with the freehub body. For example, to fit a 10-speed cassette onto a new wheel, it is important to check if the spacer is required, as the freehub body might be designed to accommodate up to 11 cogs. Replacing the cassette. The cassette is built out of cogs and spacers. Most of the bicycle cassettes have these riveted together, apart from the few highest gear cogs. Some cassettes come with loose cogs and spacers. The freehub body has splines of different thicknesses, and this corresponds to the splines on the sprockets. Find the widest spline on the biggest cog or cluster of cogs, and match them with the widest gap on the freehub body. Slide the cog or cluster of cogs onto the freehub body. For the cassette with loose cogs, now it's time to fit the spacer. You will have a number of spacers, and they should be all the same thickness. Pick one and slide onto the freehub body. Repeat the process with all the cogs and spacers, starting with the biggest cog and finishing with the smallest. The last two cogs will be thicker with built-in spacers. For the cassette with cluster cogs, now fit the smallest sprockets. First fit the largest of these cogs with the spacer on the inside, and then the smaller one in the same way. Put a small amount of grease onto the threads of the lock ring. Now hand tighten the lock ring. When it is hand tight, use a wrench to secure the lock ring. This has to be tight. As it tightens, you will hear a cracking sound. This is normal and is the sound of the ridges on the lock ring running over the ridges on the top sprocket and ensuring that the lock ring won't loosen in use. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Why not make a comment in the box below if you had any compatibility issues, and let us know how you got on replacing your cassette.